In all the earth, a tradition of craftsmanship stands proudly in a class by itself.
Hey everybody. Alright, well, welcome to a video that's probably 2 years too late. Nobody likes A2s anymore. At least they're not nearly as popular as they used to be. They're actually a lot more possible these days. I've seen countless A2 build videos on YouTube. So what am I here to offer? Well, I think that I've built a pretty good A2 clone. It's not 100%, it's about 90%, the main thing being the barrel, but we'll get to that in a second. I've brought the cost of it from about $1,000, which is what PSA is offering with their H&Rs, $1,100, $1,200 for a basic A2 setup, down to $500. And I'll just kind of go over that real briefly because we got a lot of shooting footage to get into. Spoiler alert, this thing performed amazing. I mean, it was very accurate, highly reliable, nothing went wrong. So, all right. So first of all, this bayonet is just here for fun. You can actually put these on here, but you're going to get a lot of wiggle. So, just to kind of show you. So it's locked in there, but quite wiggly. So I wouldn't really recommend messing with the bayonet when it comes to these 16-inch barreled carbine gas length ARs. Why they put a bayonet lug on there, I don't know. Just, you know, it looks cool, of course. And that's kind of the main thing about these A2s. They look so cool. All right, so just to kind of go over some basic features. I mean, obviously, you've got the Car 15 stock. You've got the carbine length A2 handguard. Most of it's going to be clone correct, again, like I was saying, except for the barrel. This is a government profile barrel, so it's a little bit thicker. I believe that the A2 government carbines, which is basically what this is based off of, like the, I want to say 733. I know it's not the 723, but anyways, the A2 government carbine, which I believe it was kind of like loosely what they called it, had a pencil barrel, 16, was it 16 inches? I think so. 14.5? I don't know. Who cares? Anyways, I think that's what it was. I think it was a 14.5. But, you know, in this day and age, I got to go with 16 inches. I kind of mucked up this barrel a little bit when installing it, because I think I had to drive the pins out. It did come with the front side base, which was nice, but I did have to drive the pins out to take the front side base off in order to get the barrel nut on. So that was a pain in the butt. But besides that, it was a breeze. And the barrel is very accurate. I think it's like a Stag Arms barrel. I'm pretty sure Aero Precision, but it's is the brand that they sell it under, but it's marked with a Stag Arms. Right here is a, what is it? The Spina, that's what it was. The Spina Optics. 4 by 20, or I should say 4 magnification by 20 millimeters, I think. But it's a reproduction basically of the Colt A2 optics that were made in Japan. Very high quality. Brownell sells them for $400, which is insane. This one was less than $50. I actually do have a whole video on that, so I'm not going to go into it too much, but it's a great optic, honestly. So yeah, the only other thing besides the barrel that's not going to be clone correct, which y'all can't really see behind here, is the buffer. I guess it'd be more back here. So the buffer is an H buffer. I believe that the original government carbines came with a just a carbine buffer, like a 3-ounce. This right here is a 3.8 or 4-ounce. I kind of forgot which one. H1 buffer. And at first, you'll see you already saw it in the intro. That was the original carbine buffer, and it had about a 2 o'clock ejection pattern, way overgassed. Kind of not that pleasurable to shoot, I would say. But when I put this H buffer in there, it made all the difference in the world. Perfect 3 to 4 o'clock ejection pattern. I'd say it's probably more closer to 4 o'clock, and it's a very smooth shooter. So, and very reliable as well. So yeah, anyways, besides that, that's about it. Oh yeah, flashlight, of course. It is a very cheap flashlight, but it's got this pressure switch. Oh yeah, I forgot it does strobe. But this is going to be a wall hanger. I didn't want to put a lot of money into this, which is kind of the main point. I have a rack actually right over there, and this sits right on top of the rack, and 99% of the time I just sit there and stare at it, and 1% of the time I go out and shoot it. So yeah, this is just basically going to be on the wall. It's just a cool A2 build. I do actually have plans. Show you guys right here. I do have plans for the heat build. I've got a C7 upper right here, which, yeah, I know it does have the teardrop battery. What do you call it? Batteries? Forward assist. But I just wanted to go with something cheap again, and this right here was on sale. So instead of having the A2 forward assist, I've got the teardrop, the A1 in there. But it does have the brass deflector and M4 feed ramps, I think. I don't know, whatever. Anyways, yeah, I forgot to tell y'all, this upper right here is, I'd say, the main way to bring the cost way down. This upper was about $170, I think, on sale. And that's also kind of the other main point. You got to have patience. You got to wait for the sales. You got to jump on the sales. This usually is like $220 or something like that. It went down to like $170, so I snagged that. The lower was a PSA blemish lower, which, as you can see right there, there's a little nick taken out of it, so I'm pretty sure that's the only blemish. But it's just a stealth lower. I didn't really want to go all out and buy a $400 Colt lower just to have the markings on it, or even, I think PSA has something similar. It says like A2, but yeah. Anyways, the point being, I just kind of wanted some sort of stealthy anyways, but cheap. So this is a PSA stealth lower, and you can see not really much going on with it. So I just think it fits the look really nicely. There are 7 holes in this handguard. I believe the originals had 6 holes, so you can take a point off for that. 89% clone correct, whatever. All right, so yeah, that's about it. We'll go ahead and get into the shooting footage, and then just come back and very briefly, because this is a very long video, come back and very briefly go over some final thoughts. All right, so here we are at 36 yards. That's what I sight all my optics, or my ARs in at least. The iron sights, as well as the 4-power optic right there, are sighted at 36 yards. I know that you're not supposed to sight this at 36 yards, but this is also not my primary weapon, so I'm not really going to be using this thing too much. And really, whenever I want to use this, I'm probably just going to be shooting closer range, like 36 yards, for example. So, and the 36 yard zero is pretty good, from like 10 yards all the way out to like 300 yards. So that's why I do it. But anyways, we're gonna go ahead and just take some shots. We got a 12-inch target down there, a 7-inch, and a 6-inch, and a 5-inch, I believe. And they're all sprayed and ready to go. So let's get to some shooting real quick. All right, this sling's a little big right now. I should probably tighten it up, but it works. I did put in the H1 buffer, which still kind of keeps this clone correct because nobody can really tell what kind of buffer you have in here, but we're getting a pretty good 4 o'clock ejection pattern right now, so that's nice. Before, this thing was getting like a 2 o'clock ejection pattern. It was way overgassed, but right now it's shooting pretty smoothly. So the nice thing obviously too about this optic right here is that you can still co-witness the iron sight. So I'm going to take a few shots of both here, but we'll start with that 4-powered optic. I should probably chamber around. I think I shot the chain or something on that 7-inch target. I'm going to try and do some iron sights here. Let's go with the optic. Hit that 5-inch target right there in the middle. Breaking my chains. There you go. So it operates pretty well at 36 yards, as you can see. We're gonna push it back to 100 yards and then maybe do 200 yards as well today. So let's go ahead and push it back and see how the accuracy is. Well, I guess it's time to retire the 7-inch target. I very rarely actually break these AR-500 steel targets, but I did actually notice a crack on the little ear that pops out right here, and sure enough, with just a couple more shots, it broke that thing right off. So I actually hit right here too, which is kind of crazy. So it's not even like I hit the ear; it just under the sheer force of the 5.56 round, it just broke right off. And then this 5-inch target right here, you can definitely tell I hit right there on the ear, and it totally messed this thing up. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just take these off, and I've got the 6-inch target right there as well as the 12-inch target. So yeah, let's go on down to 100 yards and test the accuracy. So give me 1 second. Right, we are right at 101.4 yards. 101.3, whatever. So I forgot to mention that I did say 5.56 earlier down there, but we're actually shooting some LAX ammunition. This is a remanufactured 223, so pretty cheap stuff. However, I like it. It's pretty accurate. The one thing I don't like about LAX, as well as Freedom Munitions, which is the same company, on their website in 2025, when everybody has suppressors, it says not intended for suppressor use. So I try to only use this stuff when I'm shooting a rifle without a suppressor. Why they can't figure out their suppressor issues, I have no idea, but whatever. It still makes for some pretty cheap stuff when you're not using the suppressor. I think I forgot to load up that magazine, but I do have this 20 round mag here ready to go.
So we'll go and see how we're shooting. I haven't taken any shots further than 36 yards yet with this rifle, so I'm not too sure, how it's gonna do, but I guess we'll see. I'll shoot the iron sights as well as the 4-powered optic. Alright, going hot. Well, try that again. Because of the 36-yard zero, I just have to aim low. But it's shooting high right now. So I'm just gonna aim at the bottom of the target. But windage looks great. There it is. We got a great group going. I do gotta say, it's shooting slightly to the right, but it's not that bad. I think it's definitely a pretty accurate rifle. Obviously, this is not meant for precision shooting. I forgot to turn my ear pro on, so if I was yelling, sorry about that. Okay, that's better. But yeah, I probably have about maybe a 2-inch group or so going down there. But it is shooting slightly to the right, just because I'm gonna lose daylight in a couple hours, and I want to get out to 200 yards. I'm not really gonna mess with it, so I'm just gonna use a Kentucky windage here. I do want to try and hit that what is that? I think a 6-inch target down there. Let's do that. Yeah, no problem at all. As long as you know where to hold, you can hit just about anything with this thing. So, what do we got? Probably about 8 to 10 rounds left. I want to try and do some iron sight shooting, but let's go down there real quick actually and just take a look at that group. So that way we can see just how the accuracy is.
Alright, so not sure exactly what happened with that first shot, but the second shot you can see is right about there, and I realized I just needed to aim down about 4 inches, so I was aiming about at the bottom of the target there, and as you can see I'm shooting about 2 inches to the right, but it's a decent group. Let's see if I can do this while on camera, but not counting, I'd say, that flyer right there, we're at about a 3-inch group. Maybe 2.5, so not too bad. I'll take it. And yeah, that 5 or 6-inch target over there too. You can see he's got a few nice shots right there, almost right in the middle. But yeah, we're gonna go way out there right now and shoot 200 yards. So let's go back to the shooting table.
I forgot, I do want to do some iron sight shooting, so let's do that real quick. But a 3-inch group, 2.5 to 3-inch group with my skill level, I'll take that any day with any kind of rifle, so I'm pretty happy with that. But I do like how this rifle's shooting. It seems to be pretty smooth. Let's see here. Yeah, the brass is like right there, so it's about a 330 position. So not bad at all with that H1 buffer. I was thinking of doing an H2. I'm glad I didn't go that far. H1's perfect. Alright, so this is going to be iron sights. And probably about 8 to 10 rounds, something like that. I'm just going to shoot the 12-inch target. But I'm guessing I'm probably going to also have to aim at the bottom of the target. So let's see. Oh, that hit like the very bottom of the target. So I probably don't have to really adjust too much with the iron sights. Yeah. Nice. All right. I think windage with the iron sights is perfect too. It's hitting a little to the right. I'm going to try for that 6-inch target with iron sights. Nice. Yeah, I can't tell where I hit. I didn't respray the 6-inch target. Woo. If I can hit a 6-inch target with iron sights at 100 yards, I think I'd have no problem hitting just about anything with this rifle. Oh, missed that one. No, I can't hit anything. Yeah, I think actually the windage is really good for the iron sights. So I'm aiming dead center. Got it. With the last shot. All right, very nice. So let's go ahead and push it out to 200 yards. Okay, we're at 200 yards, I think. Let's see here. 202. 202 yards. Rather be over, not under. So, that's perfect. So, yeah, I'm not expecting great accuracy. I'm just glad I can hit the target. But again, this is just some LAX remanufactured 55 grain. And seems to be doing just fine. I wish I could use it with suppressors, but that's alright. I can always use it up on stuff like this, where I'll probably never put a suppressor on this rifle. So this works just fine. I'm just going to do 20 more rounds. So let me just load up this mag real quick. Probably one more. Maybe two more. Yep. There it is. Should be 20 rounds. Of some LAX 55 grain 223 reman. So I shouldn't have to adjust this optic, because the first setting is for 1 to 200 yards, and we are at 200 yards. So let me just go ahead and see where this is hitting. So far, this rifle is pretty accurate and pretty reliable. So I'm happy. With the 36 yard zero, I should still have to aim low. So I'm going to aim at the bottom of the target and slightly to the left. Yeah, actually, I don't have to aim too far left at all. But yeah, I got to aim at like the very bottom of the target, it looks like. was getting a little too excited there, but with rapid shooting at 200 yards, I'm able to connect. Almost too easy. I'm gonna load up 20 more rounds. That went by way too quick, way too fun. Just like my first. That joke's been played out so many times. I'm not even gonna try. Yeah, I'm getting this AUSA and Norma. So Norma brass is pretty good. I think LAX ammunition. It's a good manufacturer, but I just wish I could use it with suppressors. Battery just died. But what I was saying is that I don't know why in 2025 that a major manufacturer is putting out ammo that is not intended for use with suppressors. Come on, guys. So we got a little bit of wind, but it's not too bad at all. Intermittent wind. Probably about like 5 to 6 miles an hour. So not bad at all. It's a little chilly though. It's about 45 degrees, so there's definitely some drop, you know, some denseness to the air. But these 55 grain projectiles are shooting right through, you know, no problem. All right. So, there we're all loaded up. All right, 200 yards, take 2. I do really like that I can see at 200 yards my shots with just a 4 powered scope. Goes to show you, you don't really need a lot of high magnification to see what you're doing downrange. That was my bad. Let me get a better kind of rest here. Stay balancing the gun on the rest. There we go. All right. I'm having no problem connecting. I'm sure I could push this out to like 300-400 yards. I wish I had more time in the day, but yeah, I would have to totally switch locations. There's one field I could shoot that's like about 600 yards, but that's way on the other side of the property, so I don't really want to go out there. This is kind of my main shooting spot, so by the time I get out to like the 300-yard range, it'll probably be dark out, so maybe on another day. But for a pretty decent wall hanger of a gun, this thing's doing just great. And this optic too, this really cheap Spina optics retro scope, it's definitely holding 0. Sweet spot. Alright, we got about 5-6 rounds left. That was my bad. the last shot. And that for sure is going to be the last shot. So cool. She's working just fine. I like it. So let's go ahead and back inside and do another little close-up look and give you some final thoughts on this little retro build right here that I did for about 500 bucks. So see you guys back inside.
So as you can see, this thing performed very well. It was very accurate, very reliable. It looks cool. It's gonna go up on the wall. I might bring it down and shoot it every now and then, but I'm just happy to have it. I think that the A2s are just a really fun firearm to play around with, to build. You know, they're kind of simple. You can sort of customize them. You know, I've got this flashlight right up here, and then the optic as well, or you can just go bare bones and everybody will still think it looks real cool. So that's going to be about it. If you guys can find all the parts on the sale and build it yourself, you're going to save a boatload of money. If not, you know, get yourself a PSA H&R. I'm sure they're just fine. But yeah, I just didn't want to spend $1,000 on a wall hanger. So that's going to be about it. And thank you all for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.